Return of the Vampire was released on January 1st, 1944, some sources say 1943. Bela Lugosi plays a vampire named Otmar Tesla, who seeks revenge after being basically asleep or dead for 23 years. After a person named Lady Jane and another scientist that I don't know the name of, puts a stake through his heart. Seeking revenge, he actually tries to turn one of the victims into a vampire of his own personal deeds for a revenge on him being asleep. Quite literally, this is not the worst movie I've seen. I did say on this HorrorVision it'd be the worst of the entire stack, but I think the one thing that makes it so upsetting is that this movie should have been a Dracula sequel. Like, no joke. Something called Return of the Vampire, Bela Lugosi, Hypnotic Stare and stuff should have been about a vampire returning, hence the term Dracula. Now, I'm not angry at this film as much as I'm just disappointed that it's not a vampire flick. It's not a vampire flick that's Dracula. But it still has Bela Lugosi as probably one of the best actors ever to play the role. He still plays it so well. And it wasn't Universal this time. It was by Columbian Pictures. And that's insane. So I have to give another round of applause for that too, because they also did the remake of Night of the Living Dead that we took a talk to last night. And they did really nice features here. I love the camera angles and even the scenery, like the cross at the piano, and even the biggest attention to detail about a vampire. And that's due to Bela Lugosi's bloody teeth. If you see it very close up, you can see that looks insane. It's black and white, you might think it looks like grape juice, but in reality, in this type of reality, the movie's reality, it's blood. So it's a really nice feature. I even love the fog in the cemetery. The werewolf is kind of a disappointment. I mean, he doesn't behave like a werewolf. He even talks like a human. So it's something different. But it's still kind of like a Dracula movie. Still Dracula basically disguising himself as a normal human being, seeking out blood so he can stay alive. Has a girl that he actually falls in love with and wants her to be a vampire. It's pretty much that. It's a Dracula movie, but it's a Dracula movie that's not Dracula. It's just a different person. I do love the features too. I do love the ideas of good versus evil. I just don't like the fact that it's not a Dracula flick. But I do like this movie. It's a good one. And pardon me for having some subtitles that are not English. I couldn't find a good quality version of this, but it still has English cast, so it's still you could still listen to the English while looking at the Spanish, or I don't even know what type of language it's supposed to be, but I do love this movie and I do recommend it for you all to enjoy. But as for Columbian Pictures copywriting on Night of the Living Dead, they are complete
utter fool.
And that's why I believe in vampires.
And do you people?